everyone, it's me, Kimiko Tarot, and welcome to my channel. In today's Pick a Card, Pick a Deck, or Pick a Crystal reading, because I'll show you all three, we're going to get into what people find attractive about you. We're going to find like the qualities and then also physical traits. It's going to be very fun. So if you like picking with decks, I'd pause the screen because I'm going to put cards on right after and then crystals, and I go kind of quickly. So we have pile 1, pile 2, and then pile 3. So pause the screen because I'm going to put cards up. If you're wondering how I pick the cards, I just like shuffle the decks, like one of the decks, and then I just like a card will pop out usually, and that's like, okay, I'll use that. So pile 1 we have the Tower, pile 2 we have the Tower, and then pile 3 we have the Tower. What a happy card, right? But yeah, if you like picking with cards, then I would again recommend pausing the screen because I go quite quickly. So we have pile 1, pile 2, and then pile 3. Now we're going to put crystals. So for pile 1, we have this lovely, I believe this is adventuring. I want to say it's adventuring. And then for pile 2, we have this lovely pink tourmaline. And then for pile 3, this lovely piece of rose quartz. So if you like picking with crystals, then I would pause the screen again because, again, I go kind of quickly. So you have pile 1, pile 2, and then pile 3. Other than that, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Tell me what you'd like to see in the next video. Turn your bell notifications. Yeah, other than that, I'll see you guys in the reading. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Hello, pile 1. If you chose either the Adventuring Tower or this Tower card, oh, Tower, oh my god. Sorry, I just realized that. Whatever, sorry, or this deck, then this reading is for you. We're going to get into what people find attractive about you. Oh, and or sexy. So, we're first going to get into what people find like just the qualities and then also physical traits. So first going to find out for pile 1, Spirit, what do people find, what like qualities do people find attractive about pile 1? What qualities do people find attractive about pile 1? Okay. And then also back the deck. Okay. And then what physical traits do people find attractive about pile 1? Physically, people find it. So pile 1, something that people definitely think is attractive about you is that you're very, I think really good at communicating, very good at talking. Maybe you have a really nice voice, maybe you can sing. Maybe people like hearing you sing. Or maybe also like with the lovers though, because it's Gemini, maybe again you're very good with your words, maybe you have a way with words, even if you don't talk a lot, maybe you just have a way with words. I think people like hearing you talk though, so maybe you just have a nice voice in general. Also with lovers, I think maybe you're more decisive. Like I think you're able to make a decision if you have two choices. Like the lovers also speaks of like a choice. So I think a quality people admire about you is maybe you're able to make a decision, and also that you're very good at talking, very good at communicating. But the Four of Cups, the energy I'm getting from this is that people really like about that you're able to just accept things as they are. Like if something just isn't really worth your time and it's not really benefiting you, you're okay with just being like, well, it's not really worth it. It's like almost like a sunk cost. Like this is a sunk cost. It's not. It is what it is. Like I'm never going to get that money back almost. So like if it's not worth my time now, it is what it is. But it's not like the best mindset to always be in. But in the sense, I think people admire that you're able to apply that mindset to things that obviously you can't control. So in that sense, it is what it is. Like you can't. There's certain things you can't control. And like you're okay with accepting that and just kind of moving forward from that. And I think that's something that people really like about you and admire about you and find attractive about you. I think also with the Devil, this is Capricorn energy. So I think with the Devil, people think that you're like a hard worker, or that you're maybe you have a lot of nice like material items, or maybe you work really hard for your material items. I think also with the Devil, like again, if people definitely think that you work hard, I think that's something they admire about you, that you are a hard worker, you work for the items that you have, or maybe even like that you have, like you just maybe like you just look good, especially with like Nine of Discs down here, because this is physical attributes that people admire about you. With Nine of Pentacles, it's definitely like people I think look at you and they think that you're very, maybe like not just like wealthy, but very like so like you come across very like elegant, very wealthy, very very nice, very regal. Like you come across like you put yourself together well, and I think with the Devil, that's something also people like really admire about you, that maybe also you work hard for this. People know that, and they can also just see it the way that you hold yourself. You hold yourself very elegantly, very like I'm wealthy. I don't know, like you just hold yourself in a very nice manner. I think also with Ten of Cups, people admire that you're also like very emotionally well balanced, and I think also very emotionally mature. I think especially with like the Lovers, maybe you're able to communicate your emotions. You're very emotionally intelligent, but with Ten of Cups, I think you're also very emotionally like well balanced, or at least you come across well balanced and emotionally well balanced. Like people definitely think you're happy with like your life and your home life at least, or like just your life that you have that you've built for yourself. I think people think that you're very happy with that, and you're very proud of what you've built. And with Knight of Wands, I think also people really admire. Like you're very entrepreneurial, you're very feisty, you're very energetic. Like I think people really admire how energetic you are, and how like how much of a go-getter you are, and how like feisty you are. I think that's like a quality that people really like about you, especially with Ten of Cups. I think people really admire that you're very, I guess, like people admire that you're very, I guess, proud of what you've built, especially with the Devil. Like this is working really hard, and like also working like I guess at like it's like definitely you work really hard to build what you have, and you definitely worked hard for the items that you have. And I think people really see how proud you are of it, and how much like I guess like also how well balanced you are emotionally, and just like maybe you are very emotionally intelligent. I think that's something that people really admire about you and find really attractive. But I think definitely like with Knight of Wands and with the Devil, people definitely think you're very like feisty, very entrepreneurial, very smart, very like you definitely go after what you want. You definitely build. They definitely built like your own. When it comes to like your physical attributes, yeah, but definitely with the Devil and the Nine of Discs, like the Nine of Pentacles, I definitely think that people think you're very like you just come across very like regal, very elegant, very just you hold yourself very well, like, and you look very like you look expensive, like you look nice, you look expensive. With Six of Pentacles, I think you also look very like well balanced though. Like you don't come like there's nothing about you that's super over the top. So even though like you come across very wealthy, you come across very regal, you come across very put together. It's not like over the top. It's not like Christine selling Sunset when she's like going. Everyone's just like having a cocktail dress, and she comes in like some feathered thing. It's like no, you're wearing like a very cute outfit. Like for instance, like again another selling Sunset reference, but it is what it is. At the reunion when Heather was wearing like the Balmain dress and it was like pink, it was very cute. I think it was Balmain. I'm pretty sure it was Balmain. It was very cute. It was very much so a moment. That cute, and like Chriselle was wearing this huge thing. I personally thought like Heather looked amazing. You know what I mean? And just like it was a lot less. And I think that's what people think. Like you're very well balanced in like how you come across. Like it's still designer and still couture. It's still cocktail, but it's not like a whole headband, whole headpiece behind you. You know what I mean? You come across very balanced physically, like very, like not over the top. I think with the Fool, it's like a very fresh look, like a very fresh, yeah, like a very natural, very fresh look. Something like maybe even young, quite young look. Like maybe you look quite younger. Maybe you look younger than you are. Maybe Also, you just have something about you that just looks young, or like, I don't know, maybe you do things to like maintain your youth. I don't know, but like there's just something about you that's very, it is very, very young. I feel like that was crooked that whole time, and I'm so sorry if it was. But yeah, there's something about you that's just, again, very, very young and very fresh, especially with the Fool. Yeah, very fresh, very young, but very well balanced and very like, yeah, very like wealthy, very regal, very, yeah, very elegant. With, especially with Queen of Pentacles, yeah, I definitely think you come across very, again, very well, like very wealthy, very expensive, like just come across very put together, very nice. With Three of Swords, I think maybe you could be a bit of a heartbreaker, or the other flip side of this is just, I feel called to say it, so I'm going to say it. You may also look a little sad sometimes. Like maybe people think like, but it's like kind of like an attractive sad. Like, I don't know, like, you know how like sad boys end? It's like kind of like that vibe. Maybe sometimes you have like a little sad boy energy. Even if you're a girl or a guy, it doesn't matter. Sad boy energy is like just, you know, sad boy energy. Every now and then you have a little bit of sad boy energy. Yeah, but I'm definitely, yeah, with the Queen of Pentacles, yeah, there's definitely something about you that's also like physically, I think, very, like, while I think there's this very fresh look to you and this very young look to you, there's still something about you that's very like mature. Like you look like, you definitely look young, but you look mature, if that makes sense. Especially with Nine of Pentacles, like it's like you look very fresh and very young and very new, but you look very mature. Like you don't look like you're obviously young, like 12 is what I'm trying to say. You look like in your young, like in your, if you're like in your late, if you're like in your early 30s, you look like you're in your early 20s type vibe. You know what I mean? Like you look young, but you look very mature, like very put together. Like you just look very fresh and very youthful, very young, but very fresh and very put together and very well balanced. Like it's not, it's very like high-low energy. If it's like, if I have a really nice bag, like you're not going to be wearing like monogrammed everything, even if you could. It's very just, you look like you're not screaming. Yeah, but with the Four of Cups, I definitely think people like that you just are able to kind of accept things. Like that's definitely something that people, I think, wish they could do. But yeah, I think definitely also people think another quality though is definitely that you are very emotionally, I think, satisfied, very emotionally like well balanced, or you come across very emotionally well balanced, and I think you try to be emotionally well balanced. You have like, I think, probably very high like emotional intelligence. Like you probably definitely can feel or understand people's emotions very well. Like I feel like you can definitely understand how people are feeling or what people need to hear. And you're very giving. You're definitely very, with the Ten of Cups, you're definitely also very loving, and that's something that people really admire, is that you're a very loving person. You're able to give love, even if maybe sometimes not everyone deserves it 100%. Like I definitely think you're able to give a lot of love because you're very secure in that sense. Yeah, but I definitely think with the Prince of Wands, that yeah, you're definitely very energetic. You're definitely maybe a go-getter. Like I think, especially with the Devil, like with a hard worker, I think maybe either you have maybe a business, or you have like side things, or even if you're your own work or education, you work really hard and you really put like everything into it. Especially if it's something like you love, you really put everything into it. And I think that's something that people really admire about you when it comes to qualities. That they just really admire that you work really hard for what you have, and you're very proud of what you've built, and you're also very proud of what you've done, and you're very proud of like how much you work. And I think people really like to listen to you talk, probably even about your accomplishments. And people like to hear you talk about like, you know, like just again what you're passionate about and like what you're working on, what you're learning. And I think that's something that people really just, they really do like to listen to you talk, or they like the sound of your voice. Maybe you're a singer, like something like that. They just like the way I think you talk, and I think that's something that people really admire about you or find very attractive about you. I also think, again, though, with Queen of Discs, that there's something about you that's just very, also very mature, but also very grounded. Like you're not super, like the way that you also look, it's like, I don't know, like you don't look, like you look like maybe also like you look very good in like neutral tones, like very, like in like maybe like neutrals and greens, especially with the way this card is. But yeah, with Six of Pentacles, there's definitely something about you that's, again, very balanced. Like I think your features are probably very balanced, and it's very fresh and very, very natural. But I think, especially with the like how I said, like this is very mature, and like this is also very like it's very mature while being very fresh. I think that's the balance. It's like you come across very mature and elegant, but you still come across young and fresh. Like you're able to balance both aspects, especially with 11 of you are a Gemini. I'm a Gemini. Hi. But with Three of Swords, I definitely think maybe you're a bit of a heartbreaker, or like there's something about you that's just like, yeah, I think you're a bit of like a heartbreaker. I'm gonna be honest, especially with all this. Like you're very mature, but very young and very elegant, very beautiful. Like I think there's definitely something about you that's a bit of a heartbreaker, and I think that's like people find that fairly attractive, but also probably like a little envious. But yeah, it's definitely a very like youthful, a very fresh look, a very natural look. Maybe if you don't really wear very natural makeup, maybe people like the way you look with natural makeup the most. Like maybe you look the best. Like not saying you look the best with natural makeup, but maybe people like the way you look with natural makeup a lot. But yeah, I think that's what I'm getting from these cards. Yeah, pile one. If you like that, please like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know what I should do in the next video. Thank you so much for watching and for joining me. Please leave a comment about, I don't know, anything. If you got this far in the video, no, leave a, is there a pink heart? Leave a pink heart if you got this far in the video, like an emoji, that'd be cute. Other than that, thank you guys so much. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye! Hello, Pile 2. If you chose either the pink tourmaline, the Tower card, or this deck, then this reading is for you. So we're going to get into what people find attractive about you. We're going to find some qualities, and then also just like physical appearance, physical attributes, all that. So first, Spirit, what do people find attractive? What qualities people find attractive about Pile 2? That's too many. I'm sorry, guys. We will do these because they have names. Okay. And then what physical qualities do people find attractive about Pile 2? What physical attributes do people find attractive? Okay. Okay, so when it comes Pile 2, so when it comes to qualities that people find attractive about you, I think one with Eight of Wands, maybe you're very well traveled, or like you're very like cultured. There's just something about you that seems very well traveled, well, like very fast paced maybe as well. Like maybe you're a very fast paced person. There's just something about you that just seems very, again, well traveled or very fast paced. Like you just move very quickly, and you're not afraid to move very quickly. And I don't think you're afraid to also like move on or move forward to different places, or maybe even move to a different place, because maybe again you've traveled a lot, or you're just not afraid of moving forward or moving on. I think that's something that people find really attractive about you. I think also with Six of Wands, I think something that like you're very maybe in the eye, like you're not afraid to be in people, like in front of people. You're not afraid to maybe do public speaking, or maybe you're just not afraid to like put yourself out there. I think that's something that people find really attractive about you. I think, or quality also they find really attractive about you. I think also with Six of Wands, maybe you're also not afraid to like try new things. But I definitely feel like people think you're definitely like a leader type, or maybe you're not afraid to, I think, put yourself out there. I think with Ten of Cups, you're also very like well balanced emotionally. Like I think you know who you are, and I think that's something that people find really attractive. And I think with Ten of Cups, I think people also like maybe also you're very attentive to people's emotions. With I think that's something also people find very attractive about you. Either you're very attentive to people's emotions, or you are very emotionally like also like very emotionally intelligent, obviously, and also I think very or you're very well balanced with your own emotions. Like you know who you are. Sorry, I'm getting water if you could hear that. And then with Strength, I definitely think you're very patient. Like, you're a very patient person. I think it takes a lot to maybe either make you mad or, like, it takes a lot for you to cut someone off. Like, you can get mad a bunch, but you won't cut someone off. Or it takes a lot to actually get you angry. But it takes a lot for you to actually get somewhere where I think with anger, it, like, means a lot to you. I think you're a very patient person. I also think with Hierophant, you're a very maybe traditional person or a very smart person. This is also, like, a spirit guide as well. So that's how I also view it. So maybe people also view you as, like, a guide or someone that's, like, very wise, very intelligent, someone that they look to. So I think that's something that people really admire about you. I also think with Nine of Cups that you're definitely, like, very positive about things. You're very happy about things. Like, you always look, I think you try to look at the better parts of things. And I think that's something that people admire about you. Like, I think you try to focus on, like, the happier times or the happier moments or the happier things or the better things. Like, I think you try not to stay in, like, negative emotion for too long. But I think, yeah, you're definitely someone that's very patient. And I think, again, yeah, you're very well-traveled maybe, or, like, again, you are very fast-paced. You're not afraid of, like, letting things go. And I think you're also not afraid of, like, putting yourself out there and being seen. But I think, yeah, like, either you're very emotionally intelligent or you try to, like, see people's, like, you definitely try to, like, you definitely have empathy for others, I think. And you're definitely a very patient person. Like, I think you're willing to put up with a lot. But I definitely think, yeah, you're a very, like, positive person, very happy person. And I think people really do admire that about you because I think sometimes it's quite hard to be positive all the time. I think also for, like, physical qualities with the Hermit, I think you may be very, like, there's a very, like, unique quality about you, or very, like a very unique quality about you, something that maybe people don't see, like, all the time. Like, maybe you have, like, maybe red hair or something, or maybe, like, I don't know, you just have a very unique look to you. I think also with the way that even this card is how, like, she's looking into the mirror, like, maybe you take care of yourself a lot, like, you spend a lot of time taking care of yourself, and people can, like, they see that, especially with, like, the Hermit, like, kind of your own journey. Like, maybe people say that you spend a lot of time on yourself, especially with the Two of Pentacles. That's kind of like work-life balance. So maybe, like, you do spend that time, going out with friends, but you also, like, work out, or, like, you take care of yourself, or, like, you do, like, an intense skincare routine. There's definitely, like, a balance that you have when it comes to, like, your physical body. With Ace of Wands, I also think maybe, like, it looks like you work out, or, like, maybe it just, like, you have a good body, like, you're fit. But yeah, with Ace of Wands, it's definitely, like, a fiery energy, so it's something very passionate. So maybe, like, there's something about you that's very, like, hot. Very maybe you, again, you have a good body, like, you work out, like, especially with Two of Pentacles, or something about you that's balanced. So maybe, again, you work on yourself a lot, like, or again with the Hermit, yeah, you work on yourself, or you put work into yourself, or you have a very unique look. With Ace of Cups, I think, yes, you're very pretty. Yeah, especially with Seven of Pentacles too. There's a lot here about, like, you definitely, like, when you're physical, like, something that people find very attractive about yourself is that they definitely can tell that you, like, put work into yourself. Yeah, with Seven of Pentacles, I definitely think, like, yeah, people really, like, find attractive about you is that you definitely either work out, or you can tell that you put work into yourself. You can tell that you spend time to either do your skin, or, like, do your hair, or, like, put on makeup, or, like, work out. Like, you definitely spend time to yourself to make sure that you look nice and approachable and put together. Like, you definitely are, like, working on yourself, I think, like, people can tell that you're working on yourself, or people can tell that you've also just, like, that you put work into yourself. So yeah, I think that's definitely something that people find very attractive about you. But I think with Ace of Cups, you're also just very pretty, or very handsome. There's something about you that's very delicate. Like, there's just a very delicate look to you. But I definitely think with Eight of Wands, like, yeah, people definitely think maybe you're very, again, well-traveled, or well-cultured, or, like, very unique. There's a very unique look to you that maybe, like, if you have a very unique look to you, or there's something about you that's just very, like, exotic. I hate using that word because people have told me that, but, like, whatever. But yeah, definitely, like, a unique look to you. Definitely, like, you put time into yourself, or you spend time working on yourself. I think also, yeah, you're definitely, again, very emotionally, like, balanced, very emotionally intelligent, very patient, very, very, I think, intelligent. And people look to you for advice, especially because you are balanced and patient, that they know maybe you'll, like, put up with their, while they talk about it. But you're definitely a very positive person. I think you definitely try to see, like, the better in people and the better in, like, situations. And I think people just find that mindset very attractive. But I think you're definitely, like, a leader. You're not afraid to put yourself out there, not afraid to be seen, which is an amazing thing. We love that. But yeah, there's definitely something about you that people can tell that physically, like, I think people find attractive about you is that you definitely are well balanced, and, like, you definitely spend time on yourself. Like you either work out or like, you know, you spend time doing your skin, or you spend time working out, you like eat healthy, or you know, you have a really nice body, or you're very pretty. Like there's just something about you that's very, like you can tell that you put time and effort into the way that you look. Like you look put together. Like your outfits look nice, you know, the bag matches the shoes, I don't know, the dress looks nice, the pants look nice, you know, whatever it is about you, you just look put together. Like you smell nice, you know, there's just something about you that's very, like you can tell that you put time and effort when you go outside. When you go out, people can tell that you put time and effort into it. Like you look put together. Yeah, but with Seven of Pentacles up, people definitely find attractive about you is that they can tell that again, like you're working out, you're working on yourself, and you put like again the time and effort. But with Ace of Cups, yeah, you're definitely someone that's very pretty. Yeah. Yeah, but with the Hierophant, I definitely feel like people definitely think you're very wise, and you're very maybe traditional, or like you do things in a traditional way. Like maybe you make a list, or like you are pretty organized. I think there's something about you that people really like admire, that either you're really organized or that you put time and effort, I think, into things that you think care about. Like you're very traditional in ways, but I think people admire that. Like, yeah, you're very an organized person. Maybe again you're very patient. So maybe again like you work really hard for what you have, especially like in like if you have like a day job, like you work really hard at it to like climb the corporate ladder. And like if you work at like if you're like you're in school, like you work really hard to make sure you're like on a honor roll. Like you definitely do things that I think people admire, that like things that are traditionally seen as achievements. And I think that's something that people really admire about you, is that you have those like traditional achievements. And I think that's something, yeah, that's definitely something that people admire about you, is that you have like some traditional like achievements, whether that be a degree or like you are like in a traditional sense, like you are, I don't know, you have success in that way. But yeah, especially with the Nine of Cups, so that you are a very like happy person, a very positive person, or you try to be positive, you try to be happy, you try to come across as it though. At least that's much, and that's what people admire about you. And then yeah, that they definitely can tell that you take time to like put an effort in the way you look, and put in time and effort to the way that you are, and like they definitely can tell that like, you know, you wash your face every night, and like maybe like I don't know, you get like lip filler or something, or maybe like you go to the gym, or you eat really healthy. There's something about you that you can tell that you take time, or like again you look really nice, like your outfits match really well, like you're just always put together. There's just something about you that people can tell, like, oh, you look really well, like you're like you just physically look very nice, very put together, and like you can tell that you put time and effort into things. And I think that's what people find attractive about you. But yeah, pile two. I think that's all I'm getting from these cards. Yeah, TLDR. Well-traveled, leader, emotional balance, patient. You can tell that you put in work. Your body probably looks very like nice. Maybe you work out. Maybe you exfoliate every night. Your skin's very soft. You're very pretty. You know, you can definitely tell. Again, you put in the time and effort. You know, work-life balance. But you're putting in that work in the gym, putting that work at night, putting on that skincare, putting that work in the kitchen, putting on that work, you know, in the clinic, getting that filler. You know, putting in that work in the mental health region. You know, there's just something about you, like, you know, you're just putting in that work. Okay. That's what people find attractive about you, pile two. So if you like this video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Tell me what I should do in the next one. And then other than that, I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Hello, pile three. If you chose either the rose quartz, this card, or this deck, then this reading is for you. We're going to get into what people find attractive about you. We're going to get into some qualities, and then some like physical attributes, physical things, all that jazz. I'm using a new mic, so I'm hoping I like it. That was the worst shuffle ever. So we shall see. We shall see. I'm hoping it doesn't like pick up on like little things, like I don't know, me swallowing. But anyways, pile three. Spirit, what do people find attractive? Pile three. What qualities do people find attractive about pile three? Okay. And then what physical qualities do people find attractive about pile 3? Let's do, give me one more. Work. Okay. So, pile 3. What people find attractive about you. For one, with the Fool, I can tell you that people definitely think that the fact that you're not, I think, afraid to start over or start new things or just like start fresh, like I think people find that very attractive about you. Maybe like if you're in school, maybe you're not afraid to like start a new major, especially if you realize the major that you started in isn't something you liked, or maybe if you're like you're working, you're not afraid to start new, like, or maybe if you are thinking about moving, like you're not afraid to start fresh, you're not afraid to start new, you're not afraid to start over, you're not afraid to go into things, I think, like head on. I think you're just not afraid to start over. And I think that's something that people find like, oh, it's really scary to do that. But I think you're not afraid to do it. I think also with 9 of Pentacles, 9 of Coins, I think people think also you're very like abundant, very wealthy. Maybe you have a lot of riches. Maybe you are very wealthy. Maybe you come from a wealthy family, or maybe you just come across very wealthy, or maybe you're just like, you created your own wealth. There's something about you that's just very... Hello. Okay, so I'm sorry. I don't know where that cut me off, but I'm pretty sure I got to here. So with 9 of Coins, I definitely think people find something attractive about you is that like, definitely either A, maybe you're very wealthy, or you've worked really hard for your material items, or maybe you just have like a lot of material items around you, or also maybe you just like you work really hard for like your achievements, like you just have a lot, you're just a very abundant in certain parts of your life. Maybe you have like a lot of friends, or like again you have a lot of wealth, or you've worked really hard, so you have a lot of achievements. With 5 of Wands too, though, I definitely think people find the fact that you work really hard really attractive. Like you're definitely willing to like fight for, I think, what you want. You're willing to like fight for, I guess, like, yeah, your wealth, or fight for your achievements, or fight for, you know, maybe your friends, or the things that you find, I guess, really important to you. You're willing to fight for those things. And I think that's something that people find really attractive. Like you're willing to put up the fight if it's obviously worth it. Sorry, I'm grabbing water. I think also with Empress, something that people really find attractive about you is that you're very maybe nurturing, very like, so while you're really cutthroat, I guess, in like maybe work, or like in your achievements, or like your academics, or like in things that you really, I guess, build upon, while you're very like cutthroat in those areas, I think you're still very nurturing to like your friends and your family and people around you that you love. Like you're a very nurturing and loving person, especially with 3 of Coins, like 3 of Cups, 3 coins. With 3 of Cups, I definitely think like you have a lot of friends, and that's something that people also find really attractive. Like you're a very friendly person, a very kind person. Like you definitely get along with people. Maybe you're very funny, like very charismatic. Like you definitely have a lot of people around you, or a lot of people that like to be around you. And I think that's something that people find really attractive about you is that, yeah, you're really friendly, or like you get along with a lot of people. You're really charismatic. Like, also with Empress, like, yeah, you really connect with people. People really connect with you because, again, you're very charismatic, very friendly, very sweet, very kind. And I think that's something that people find really attractive. With 5 of Wands, I think also, like, since you're willing to obviously, like, fight for things and, like, I guess try really hard in those areas that you really find value in, people also find that really attractive. But especially with the Fool, I think, obviously, since you're willing to just jump into new things, or, you know, something's obviously going to maybe help your wealth, or help your achievements, or help you grow more success, I think obviously you're really willing to also fight for like those new beginnings. Like if you see like a new opportunity, you're really willing to like fight to get, like if you, like let's say like you're in university and you want to get your master's, like you're really willing to fight for the opportunity to get your master's. So you're really willing to obviously go to all the classes and really study really hard, maybe even like spend extra time studying instead of going out all the time. Like you're really willing to put things aside for those like new opportunities, those new beginnings, especially if it's going to like contribute to your abundance, to your wealth, to your material world. And I think that's something that people find really attractive about you. But I think also with like the Empress and Three of Cups, like while you have again like that kind of cutthroat energy, people really do find attractive that you're very again friendly, loving, and nurturing. So it's like you have like those, you have both ends. Like you're not just someone who's like, well, I'm willing to cut everyone, like I'm willing to cut everyone out just for my own success. I'm willing to like stab people in the back if it means I'm gonna get ahead. Like you're not one of those people. Like you still are really caring and loving towards those around you. Yeah, I also think with like the Hierophant for like physical attributes, I think maybe you're very like traditionally beautiful, or there's something about you that's very like traditionally beautiful. I think also with the Magician, like especially with Nine of Coins and Five of Wands, like since you're willing to obviously like fight for things and like fight for like your own like I guess wealth and abundance. I think with Magician and King of Coins, like there's something about you physically that's just very like you come across very I guess like in a way like wealthy, very because especially with wealth, like very wealthy, very well put together, very I guess like they're just very like just yeah very well put together. I think especially with the Magician and even this depiction with hair, like maybe you and this one too, and even like this growing out and this growing out of like the skull, like I think maybe you have great hair. Maybe something about your hair is really nice. Maybe a lot of people really like your hair. I think also with the Magician, like something that people really notice about you physically is that maybe just there's just something about you with Hierophant and Magician that's very I guess traditionally beautiful, very like traditionally like wanted. Maybe it's like you have really beautiful hair and people really want like luscious hair. Or maybe you have like you're really tall and like people really want the height. There's something about you that's just like very like people really are like almost envious about like a certain I guess like a certain physical physical quality. There's something that people are just very jealous of when it comes to you that's very like seen in like just very traditionally beautiful. With Ten of Wands, like especially because you work so hard, maybe something people also like notice is that maybe sometimes you look a little tired, which I know you're like, why do people find that attractive? But maybe it's like there's two like ends of this, and I think it's one maybe sometimes because you're working so hard, like people kind of notice you're tired and they're like, oh, it's kind of hot, you know, like they're just working so hard some nights and like you know they're just in their bag, and it's like kind of I guess like attractive. I think also with Ten of Wands, also with like the way that it's like very focused on this face, like, and especially with like Hierophant traditional beauty, maybe your face is also just very traditionally pretty, like maybe you're just a very pretty person. And I think also with this, people notice about like your physical attributes. Maybe like you show things very easily on your face. Like maybe that's something people also like about you is that just like they can always like they can read you really well on your face. Maybe you hold a lot of burden on your face. Like if you're not feeling it, maybe it's very noticeable. With Ten of Coins though, and King of Coins, and then also the Nine of Coins for something that people like about you and something people find attractive about you. I definitely think people like you definitely come across very like put together, very wealthy, very mature, very like Wall Street. No, but very like yeah, you just come across very put together, very mature, just like very like you always wear like your pants are always pressed. Your shirt is always looking nice. You're always matching. The hair is always done, even if it's not. It's in a slick back Olaplex bun. Like you just always look good. Like you always look put together. You look. There's something about you. Even I think when you're just wearing like sweatpants, you still come across like people are just like those are nice sweatpants. Like you know they're just not like sweatpants that they've had for like 700 years. You just look expensive even in sweatpants. I know you just look nice even in sweatpants. There's something about you that's just very like traditionally attractive. But I think when people see you like traditionally when they see you like physically, they definitely notice that you're very well put together, very like maybe you dress like a little more conservative. I don't know why that's just coming across, but maybe like I don't know, maybe you just dress a little bit more on the conservative side, or maybe even like even when you're dressing like in like a tight dress, it just comes across more like I don't know elegant. Like there's just something about you that just comes across more mature, more I don't know more just very well put together. I think also yeah, also especially with the King of Wands, not King of Wands, oh my goodness, the King of Coins, the King of Pentacles, I definitely think people think, yeah, you're very, like very mature looking. Like there's something about you that's just very mature, just very, very well put together. Like especially maybe we're one of those people that wears a lot of like neutrals. You know, it's like, you know, like on TikTok, it's like clean girl aesthetic, clean girl aesthetic. Can I speak? Clean girl aesthetic. There we go. It's just like very that like blazers, neutral tones, just very mature, very put together, like very simple, but very, very just nice. Like just come across very elegant. And yeah, there's just something about you that's very traditionally pretty. So I think physically people find attractive about you that you're just, I think something about you that's very traditionally pretty. I think, yeah, you definitely are someone that is very well put together, kind of like that clean girl aesthetic, clean guy aesthetic, like maybe like, or like if you're a guy, polos, if you're a girl, you know, like the blazers and like the, like bodysuits with like, you know, slacks type look, you know, clean girl aesthetic. It's on TikTok, you can look it. It's very that. It's very that girl. Like that's the energy. But yeah, I think also like when it just comes to like your just qualities that people find very attractive, yeah, I think that's you're definitely like a go-getter. Definitely are okay with starting new. You're definitely very friendly, very nurturing, and even though like you're pretty cutthroat and you're very obviously very wealthy, you have a lot of achievements, I think people still like that you're very nurturing and caring to those around you and very friendly and very outgoing, charismatic. Overall, I think you're just like a really nice and very well-rounded person. I think people would just find that very attractive, that you're just traditionally attractive and you're also very, I think you have a lot of achievements or you work really hard, you're very charismatic and you're very nurturing, very caring, and you're not afraid of new beginnings, you're not afraid to go after new opportunities. I think people just find that very attractive about you. Yeah, so pile 3. That's what I'm getting from this. I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thanks. Bye.